Hey movie buffs, I'm Jack Benner and welcome to my review of Sicario. Sicario is a 2015 crime thriller directed by Denis Villeneuve starring Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, and Josh Brolin. Sicario follows an FBI agent played by Emily Blunt who is enlisted by a government task force to take down the leader of a Mexican drug cartel as they're trying to find anyone connected. Now, I was excited to watch Sicario back in the day after I loved Prisoners and Enemy. I didn't get a chance to watch Sicario until the 2018 sequel, Day of the Soldado, came out. And when I watched it, I loved it. I thought it was great. Brutal, dark, engaging, and rewatching it recently for this review, I still think Sicario holds up as a great movie. And if Prisoners wasn't evident enough, this film continues to show why Denis Villeneuve is one of the best filmmakers working today. Everything about the craft in Sicario, from the acting, directing, tension, story, is all great here. Let's start this review with the pros. First, the performances in Sicario are terrific. This might be my favorite performance that Emily Blunt has ever given, and I've always thought she was an amazing actress, and this film shows that. This would definitely be a different, tough, and strong action role for her than in Edge of Tomorrow the year before, with more of a vulnerable side to her character, not knowing what she's getting into or what she's doing that makes you sympathize with her. And we are with her character just seeing all these horrific things happening in this world of crime and drugs. And it's a shame she didn't get more recognition for Best Actress nomination that award season. And in my opinion, I found it to be one of the more overlooked performances of 2015. But who steals the show in this movie is Benicio del Toro, who is just incredible in this movie. Benicio del Toro as Alejandro was definitely the most interesting character in the film and giving such a captivating and badass performance. And I do like the mystery surrounding his backstory. When we first meet him, it was just like, what really is his backstory? And then later in the film, when it's revealed what his true motivation is, I was like, oh, okay, I understand him now. And that leads to an amazing scene at the dinner table in the third act. All I could say is, that was the best scene in the movie. Just amazing. And I thought Benicio del Toro deserved an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor. He was terrific here. And other performances from Josh Brolin, Daniel Kaluuya, years before he was in Get Out, and Jon Bernthal shows up, are all great as well. And with Prisoners, Enemy, and Sicario, Denis Villeneuve continues to be a fantastic, skilled, and consistent filmmaker. First of all, Roger Deakins' cinematography in this movie, just stunning. Capturing the grittiness, it's just so well framed and beautifully shot. In particular, the nighttime sequences in this movie are just gorgeous to look at. And another highlight with the cinematography in this movie is a sequence involving night vision. That was amazing. And the late great Johan Johansson delivers another great and intense score in this movie. Rest in peace to an amazing composer. And the filmmaking aspects in this movie involving sound that really has an impact and the editing that just flows are all terrific. What I absolutely loved about Villeneuve's direction here is the building of tension. It is all done phenomenally, whether in big scenes or small scenes, just knowing something's about to happen that gives you that feeling of dread. It's an unpredictable movie that I didn't always know where things were gonna go. And that masterful tension building really adds to the setting of this movie that Denis Villeneuve depicts here. He truly immerses you in this dark, gritty, and gruesome world of crime with this Mexican drug cartel. And he doesn't shy away from anything at all and just really shows you some disturbing stuff here. At the same time, it was the right feeling of uncomfortable. Just from the opening scene, there was some imagery in this movie involving some corpses. And in that scene, there were characters throwing up when they saw that. And I felt like throwing up in that scene too. Watching that scene, I was just like, oh God, no, just want to look away. Not just that, but there was like other imagery in this movie that just stuck in my head. I was like, oh God. However, it's that realistic level of violence that immerses you that I never felt like was unnecessary, too extreme or over the top or gratuitous. It's just that right feeling that makes you uncomfortable and just puts you there that was just like, oh, I want to leave, but I can't. But Denis Villeneuve does tell a riveting story. Like with Prisoners, it's not the most original idea out there, but how it's executed with its phenomenal filmmaking and great performances really makes it unique. And Denis Villeneuve also crafts some amazing action scenes here and there. My favorite action scene in this movie would be a shootout that takes place at a border that was just amazing to watch, that was very intense. I loved it. And there's also something about Sicario that makes me think about the gray area in this movie with certain character motivations. And I don't really know how I feel though. Was that the wrong thing to do or was that the right thing to do? I mean, I'm curious to hear other people's interpretation on the gray area in Sicario, whether it was like the right and the wrong, which I feel like was an interesting aspect to explore with this movie. As for issues or nitpicks, I'd say my only problem with Sicario would be the pacing can be a little slow at times. There is a certain section in this movie where Emily Blunt's character meets someone at a bar and the pacing does slow down a little bit. To sum up, Sicario is a dark, intense, gruesome, and riveting crime thriller that floored me. All led by phenomenal tension building, top-notch filmmaking, beautiful cinematography, engaging story, and terrific performances. If you have seen Sicario before and want to give this a rewatch to catch up on Denis Villeneuve's filmography, definitely do that. I still think this movie holds up. Or if you've never seen Sicario and interested in checking it out, if you want to look into Denis Villeneuve's filmography, definitely do that. I highly recommend it. Or just love a unique and engaging crime thriller, this is definitely it. However, I would not recommend this movie to you if you're not really looking for a dark movie that's a little disturbing at times. Because this movie is definitely not for the faint of heart, especially after that opening scene. You might want to decide if you want to continue watching the movie or not. But regardless, I'm happy that Sicario proved why Denis Villeneuve is a fantastic filmmaker. And this is one of my top 10 favorite movies of 2015, and that was a pretty good year for film. And now to grade it, I'm going to give Sicario 4.5 stars out of 5. An A. Now, I did not see the 2018 sequel, Day of the Soldado. To be honest, I was a little skeptical watching that sequel. Since Denis Villeneuve is not directing, Emily Blunt did not return, and I don't think Roger Deakins is the director of photography for that. And I'm curious to hear what you think of Sicario 2, if it was a good sequel or not. I am curious to check it out someday, and I hope it is a good sequel to that. And chances seem likely that Denis Villeneuve might do Dune Messiah or Dune Part 3 in the future. But with this and Prisoners, I would love to see him make another crime film someday. He's amazing at it. So I'd like to hear from you guys. What do you guys think of Sicario if you've seen it? Do you agree, disagree with my review? Or if you haven't seen it, are you interested in checking out the film or not? Let me know down below. Did you enjoy hearing my thoughts on this movie and want to see more reviews like this in the future? If yes, please hit that like and subscribe button if you're new here. And don't forget that notification bell for my next upload in the future. It really means a lot. And until the next video, I'm Jack Benner and look forward to another movie review.